What's up, guys? Welcome back to another one here, and GME is getting absolutely hammered time of recording. It's in like the 130s recording right now, and I just wanted to share maybe why a part of it is. So we have some bull heifery going on with a new price target and sell target from an analyst of about like $10, which I find pretty much ridiculous, but we're going to dive into that and what exactly is happening and why it possibly is down today. So let's get into it. If you like the content, think about subscribing. If you don't, that's okay too. So let's get in. So what is all this bull heifery that we are dealing with right now? So let's go to the old notebook here. So this is what I read in the Motley Fool article, so you got to take these guys with a grain of salt too. I'm just going to throw that out there. So Irving, a California-based Ascendian, whatever that means, apparently some sort of analyst, downgraded to a sell, and they also put a price target on GME of $10, giving it about 93% downside from where it is right now. So potentially that's what the move's all about today. So what were the cliff notes from this article that I read? So the cliff notes are, this is no longer trading on fundamental valuations. And I feel like that's true basically for any type of growth stock. But even if you use the fundamental valuations, $10 is still ridiculous, in my opinion. And we'll get touched on that a little bit in a minute here. So $10 seems a little bit ridiculous for me. Value is based on hope, momentum, and the power of the crowds. So I guess so. This has kind of been like a shining night for like the little guy, the little investor facing off against the big hedge funds, I suppose. So I guess you could say that is kind of accurate, but it's also based on just a turnaround for the company. This was valued by all the hedge funds as something that was for sure going to Burger King, going bankrupt there, boys, and then she didn't quite happen. So kind of the valuation I think would be based on a turnaround more than anything else. The business model is in terminal decline, and I would disagree with that heavily too, just because, it's securing capital, it's changing management, it's going to more of an online, portion of things. So I find this all kind of ridiculous. So cliff notes again, they price target 10 with 93% downside. They think that it's based on, no valuation of like a typical manner, which kind of. And then they also think it's in terminal decline. So what are our rebuttals to like all of these thoughts that we're having with what they all said in this downgrade? My thoughts is $10 is absolutely absurd. Is the short squeeze possibly priced into the valuation of the stock right now? I would say absolutely. But them thinking everybody's covered is kind of absurd as well, because Melvin Capital said they covered, and then they ended up losing 49% in, their quarter. So clearly they did not cover. When they went to trial, they stated they did not cover. So that was all some bull essery right there. So it's just kind of crazy to me to think that, that's not part of the valuation, because I do believe, and I think a lot of people believe, that it still is very heavily shorted. And is that part of the value? I would say probably, certainly, it is part of the value, but I still believe it should be valued at a pretty good amount. And how do we think it's still being squeezed? Well, Melvin lied. Other people are saying it's covered. They're probably possibly lying. This is all for entertainment purposes and all that. And then all the shills, I feel like, just kind of reinforce that it's like hundreds of thousands of people on every single site where you can talk about it. People just being like, it sucks, you're stupid, you're wasting money. It's like, well, why do you care what I'm doing with my money, boy? So just kind of a thought on that. Another reason that I think that we're going to be doing okay with this one is just the fact that Ryan Cohen, geez, I can't say that right. Ryan Cohen, he's going to be part of the board now, so he's going to have a bigger say in things, and they're looking for a new president. So if they name Ryan Cohen as, the big dog of the company, the CEO, then things are going to get real crazy real quick. I think they're planning on securing some capital. They have that 3.5 million shares that they're planning on issuing as well. So they could also secure some capital. So let's talk about, their market cap right now is floating around $10 billion when it's at, time of recording, we're in the 130s. If it goes down to 10, we're talking that's going to be less than $1 billion market cap. If they secured that 3.5 million shares at, let's say, $100 per share, that'd be, let's move the decimals correctly, $350 million that they'd be securing. That'd be like, a third of their valuation. And their revenue last quarter was $2 billion. So their revenue was 2 times as high as they're thinking the market cap of the company is going to be, which also doesn't really make any sense to me either. Everything is just changing about this company. So I don't really see a lot of validity in their argument. The only one I will give them is it's not based on fundamentals. It is quite higher than it would be if it was like your typical blue chip standard growth, or not standard growth stock, but your value stock, blue chip value stock. It is going to be different than that. It's going to be a growth play. It's a play on the shorts that are happening right now, and it's a play on a turnaround play. The terminal decline, that just seems kind of ridiculous to me too, because I don't feel like it's in terminal decline. I feel like it's in turnaround mode, where they're trying to get more things online. They're switching up who their members are on the board. They are trying to secure some capital for like turnaround efforts and everything. So really, that valuation just seems so off to me. Even a valuation of like 120 seemed like a hard support line, where it was just like, bam, hits 120, bounced off. 40 was like, after that first wave, 40 was a crazy big support line too. So I feel like the valuation, a price target of at least, I think all the analysts combined, at least on Yahoo Finance, it was like 45 or something was the price target that they had for it. So I can't imagine this is going to go back to 10, like by any means. And this is like the knight in shining armor for like retail investors too, right? So I feel like just having that connotation with it is going to make it be higher. But maybe I'm rambling on. So that's kind of all I got for you, is just like they downgraded it to $10. They think it has huge downside. They think it's in terminal decline. And I kind of just disagree with all those points. So if you like content, think about subscribing. And just kind of had to ramble on there a little bit. But hopefully we'll make some money. So take care.